Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Now I had two sort of disclaimers to say before I started this video, and number one is that as I'm talking about my tics, they are going to get worse. It's just how it works for me. Obviously I can't help it, so I would like it if you didn't leave any hate talking about them, because I know that they get bad as I talk about them. And the second thing is that it might seem like I'm begging for sympathy, and I'm not. It's just there are no positive things to talk about when it comes to tics and Tourette's. Like, there are no positives, it is only negatives, but I'm not begging for sympathy, I'm just trying to explain how it is. So I thought I'd start the video off by what are tics and what are Tourette's. So I have tics, and tics are involuntary movements or sounds that you just can't help doing. And Tourette's is when you have motor tics and vocal tics, so movement and voice. And I wanted to just squash the rumour that everyone with Tourette's just screams swear words all the time, because that's not true. Only 10% of people with tics or Tourette's do that. So making fun of people who do swear all the time is almost disrespecting 90% of the people who don't do that. I also wanted to try and explain what it feels like to have tics. So I've seen it be explained by a lot of people like an itch that you just can't scratch. Like, you keep scratching it, but it just doesn't go away. I like to explain it as, say there's a bar in your mind, like a bar chart, and it fills up and up and up and up. Then you have to do it. It's like I have to twitch my head or something. Then it goes down, but then straight away it goes back up. And it's just an endless cycle. Like, it never stops. It just goes down and up and down and up every single day, all of your life. So it's not the nicest feeling, to be honest. And the feeling of trying to stop them is a weird one. If I sat down and actively tried to not do them, I could not do them. It's not impossible to not do it. However, it takes all of my focus. Like, I do have to think about not doing it. And you can't live your life thinking about one thing constantly, obviously. So it's just something that you have to learn to deal with. So I know that they were first noticed on me when I went to reception, and it was my reception teacher that pointed out to my mum that I was doing little movements and just not quite acting like the other kids were. And my mum had probably noticed something was off before this, because one of my very first tics was scratching my back, so just like that. And I personally don't remember doing it because it started when I was really young. However, because it was a tic and I didn't have the ability to stop it really, I would bleed and I would keep scratching. So I'd just be scratching raw skin, bloody skin. I had blood under my nails. You know, I was scratching away my skin on my back. It was horrible. I would come home from school, every time I wore a top, just blood all over my back. And my mum, you know, she would cut out all the labels in my top. She'd try different laundry detergents, thinking I might have a reaction to some of them, but it was actually just tics. When my teacher told my mum about this, we went to the doctors and were then referred to a psychologist. And there was a 2-year wait, because we all know that if you ever did want to see a psychologist or something, the waiting list is just so long. When I did finally start to have my sessions, I think I used to go once a week, and I went for a really, really long time. And I don't remember this 100% because I was a bit younger, but I'm pretty sure that my sessions stopped because my psychologist went and got a new job. And during these sessions, because obviously tics, it's not a mental disorder, it isn't something that you can fix, there's no cure to it. There are drugs that can help people, you know, if they're really, really bad, but it completely knocks you out. It takes away your whole personality. Like, you are just a shell of a human being if you take them drugs. And personally, mine aren't bad enough for that anyway. However, I don't know if I would take it if they were. So yeah, anyway, in the sessions, it was about learning to cope with the tics and learning what my triggers were and how I could stop them. And ultimately, even when I was younger, I found these sessions a bit silly because there isn't anything that you can do to stop them. You can't really do anything. I always got told, you should play sport, you should do more sport. But I was one of the most sporty kids. Like, I did everything every single day. And that made it worse for me. It was the constant running around, getting hot, getting excited. It didn't help them, but I didn't stop that because of them. And yeah, so I do know some of the like triggers for my tics is when I'm hot, when I'm excited, when I'm overtired. They're the 3 main ones, but really it's any kind of strong emotion. So it could be literally anything. happy, sad, angry, confused, anything. If it's a really strong emotion, it will probably trigger my tics. As the years have gone on, my tics have got less bad. They go through phases sometimes, where sometimes they'll be okay and I can manage with them. Like right now, I don't think they're that bad. And then I might go for a month and then have a month where they're just awful and it's horrible and it just brings me down every single day. And when they have got really bad, I have gone back to the doctor to see if there is anything, and there's just nothing that they can do. There is nothing to do about it because it's not a physical, it's not something physically wrong with me. It's not like a mental thing where you can get help for it. It's just there. I think in my life, I'm not someone who takes a lot of days off school if I can help it, but I have had a couple of days off where they have just been so bad. It's like a feeling that you've got no power over your body, like you can't control what your body is doing, and it has caused many breakdowns over the years. I think as I've got older, my tics now, it's mainly my head shaking one when I twitch my head like that. It hurts a lot. It hurts a lot in summer especially, because you can imagine my neck doing the same movement the whole time, and I only do it to one side. Now I'm thinking about it, I can't think of which way I do it. It also used to be a lot more dramatic. It really used to be a full head shake, but I think it's kind of narrowed itself down a little bit, which I'm very thankful for. But you can imagine, I don't know why it's so much worse in summer, but you can imagine in summer the headaches I would get. You wouldn't believe the headaches I would get. And I would get these headaches and they were the worst thing I'd ever felt. And I was still shaking my head throughout it. I'm still moving my head and doing the thing that gives me the headache in the first place. I remember one day actually, I was lying on my bed and it was summer, obviously. It's always in summer, but I was lying on my bed and they were really bad and I just tried to lie still. I just tried to lie down and I couldn't. Like my body was moving all over the place, but that was really, it like hurt my heart a little bit. No, it wasn't nice. I know some people can have like, kind of like, attacks of it where it could get really, really bad for a few minutes. And it was almost felt like one of them. I don't think it was. And at the moment, I also kind of like tense my arms and my legs and my stomach. But I don't think anyone will notice that one unless it's like my boyfriend lying next to me. He can probably feel it, but only one person's my boyfriend. So it's only one person knows about it, and me. And I wanted to end this video with, if you want to talk to someone and if you think they've got tics, how you should go about that. Because the one thing, please don't do this. Don't go up to someone and go, why are you doing this? Why are you doing this? Like, and copy them. Don't copy them. It's like, it makes you feel horrible. It's like a bit insulting, like to walk up to someone and copy the movement that they can't help doing. And then that person, because it's happened to me so many times and it feels horrible. It's like, how am I meant to reply to that when you're making fun of something that I can't help doing? And it's so humiliating. And there are a few people now that still do it, and I've asked them to stop and they won't stop. But that was a little while ago, and I know that if that happened now, I don't have a problem with cutting people off if they're not respecting something that I wouldn't want them to talk about. So I think you just need to be mindful about not making someone feel uncomfortable. I don't know why it affects me so much, but it really does make me uncomfortable when people talk about it, when I've asked them not to talk about it, especially when they're meant to be my friend as well. So yeah, I just think you need to ask yourself if that person would be comfortable talking about it, because I know some people would like people to ask about it so that they can explain it. Whereas me, I would rather not have to explain to people. It's a bit awkward for me. So I guess this YouTube video could help if anyone in my sixth form was wondering. This is literally what it's like. And I know in my secondary school, I had a best friend and people go up to my best friend and ask her, which in one way is a bit like, why are you going to other people talking about me? But in another way, it was also like, thank you for not doing it to me, because I wouldn't really know how to speak about it. Yeah, put my best friend in the situation of, do I tell Jess that people are asking? Do I not? She didn't want to keep things from me, but she didn't want to make me upset that people were asking. And she also didn't know whether to tell the people or not, because some people are genuinely curious and want to know, which is great, but some people are just nosy. I sound like I'm getting really passionate about this. I have had really nasty comments over the years about it from people. And do you know what? Now I think about it, it's only ever been boys, so boys, stop. Like, I've never actually had a girl be nasty about it. So thank you for watching this video. I really hope that it can somehow have educated you maybe on it, whether it's mine personally or other people in the world that might have it. And I hope you know a bit more about it now. So yeah, thank you for watching and I'll see you next time. Bye.